Hello, folks. Welcome to the Crime Dog live stream. I'm your host, Johnny Furica, retired detective with the Rochester, New York Police Department after serving 30 years. I work uniform patrol and undercover narcotic street investigations. I was a hostage negotiator for over 20 years, closing out my career with the fine men and women of the ATF. That's alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. It was a federal task force where our main focus was violence and gun trafficking throughout these great United States of America. Sitting next to me, you know who it is. He is my beloved, trusted rock star co-host. He was also a 22-year veteran of the RPD, a retired detective. He was a legendary street cop. He was an undercover cop. He was a SWAT team member, homicide detective. Hell of a resume, David. Welcome to the live stream, brother.
Evening, Johnny.
Dave, we got a lot to talk about, man. I got a lot of pent-up frustration. And
boy.
Yeah, I think it's carried over from last week, and I don't know what it is. I would say if I was a female, my panties would be in a twist, but I don't wear panties. My nuts are twisted. Let's just say that.
You got your period. You need a little sauna time. You need a little sauna time.
You think so? I don't know, man.
A little warmth, deep penetrating warmth.
I don't know what it is, David, but people's, like they say in the ghetto, people's be getting on my nerves. That's what I think it is. They just getting on my nerves, Hey, folks, listen, this is our live stream. It's every Wednesday night. We change our time for the winter solstice. It's 8:30 instead of 9:30. You check us out.
Is it solstice or solstice?
I don't know, David. I just throw words together. I don't know what they mean. I was a ghetto detective. I have no idea what the hell the pronunciation of words are. I can't do chemistry. I can't do calculus.
I'm going to go with solstice.
All right, I'll go
solstice.
You're much classier than I, so solstice it is. Folks, that's David Simpson. He's at DSims14 on the Twitter. Follow my main man there. He's got a lot of stuff to say during the week, every day. He is strong on the twits. I'm at Johnny Furica, straight up my name. That's it, Johnny Furica on the Twitter. Also follow us on Instagram under those same handles. We also got a website called thecrimedogpodcast.com. That's thecrimedogpodcast.com. Check us out there. We got a cool merch store. Our super producer, Danny Agnew, was always behind the ones and twos, making us look good, making this effing live stream, David, and his podcast, making us look better than we actually are. We possess zero talent, but it's Danny that draws everything out of us.
Our talent's in our own mind.
I know. Just ask ourselves. We think we're great. We know we're not. Danny, you want to hit this, baby? Let's do it. Oh, tweet of the week, David. Wait till you see what I got. Go ahead, play it. Oh, Don Lemon.
Back, and they're screaming it. And people wonder why when I say, in order to be in the MAGA movement, either you're racist or you had to overlook a lot of racism. And so which is worse? That you didn't prioritize that racism isn't enough to make it disqualifying for Donald Trump to be president or to be a supporter of Donald Trump? You can't, no one can deny, if you look at that rally, that has, to me, that's reminiscent of the Klan rallies, of these racist rallies, of these neo-Nazi rallies.
Yeah.
And that audience, as Jennifer just said in the chat, loves it. And I wasn't going to say the Klan rally at first, but it looks like a fucking Klan rally.
Oh, cut it, Danny. Cut it.
Back, telling people to
cut it, Danny. David, this is exactly why I had to do this, because he got tweet of the week. Let me tell you, that's Don Lemon, folks. For those that don't know, that's disgraced former newscaster on CNN, Don Lemon. Don the douche is who that was there. David, I wanted that to be the tweet of the week because as I found that today, let me just say what a lot of people are thinking. I'm sick of the fatigue. I'm sick of the shots fired over the bow about my white privilege. I'm sick of being called a racist. I'm sick of being called a misogynist. I'm sick of being called an anti-this or an anti-that. Folks, this tweet of the week is not a compliment to Don the douche. It is a message to all of our listeners. And I don't mind being the spokesperson for you, okay? Because I had to keep my fucking mouth shut for 30 years as a detective because I was bound to do so. because our rules and regulations, David, our rules and regs, our general orders, we couldn't say a goddamn thing. We had to eat a lot of shit. So now, guess what? Here comes 30 years of shit that's been building up. Hey, folks, okay, I don't think I have white privilege. I'm a white guy. I'm a white dude. I get it. Okay. You don't have to tell me. I don't think I have a privilege because I certainly didn't have a privilege when I was a cop. Because in order to be a cop in the RPD, when David and I came on, you practically had to score 100 to go on the test. And that's not a slam against my minority brothers and sisters who didn't have to score as high as us. But don't tell me I had privilege. Hey, by the way, David, where was our privilege? Did we have white privilege like Don the douche says? You know what I mean? Or were we racist? Because when the fucking shots were being fired in the hood, the two dudes that you're looking at on your screen were the ones running towards the shots, towards the gunfire, towards the riots. I'm not here to get on my platform to have you think that I'm some crazy sycophant. I'm not doing that, okay? I'm not here for you to say, oh my God, we're so happy for you and David. You guys were cops and kiss our ass. We don't want that. But I certainly am not going to listen to Don the douche or anybody else's bullshit about this racism because you support a certain political candidate. I'm done with it. It is literally misogyny fatigue, racist fatigue, black fatigue, anti this, anti that fatigue. Everybody's sick of it. Everybody's tired. We've had it up to our fucking eyeballs with it. So that's why Don the douche, David, is our tweet of the week.
I like it. I like
okay.
it. Yeah.
I'm finished with it. I'm done with it. You know what I mean? Like I said, Don the douche and people like him, when they want to call guys like us and they want to talk about the cops and say how horrible and racist we are, they say that under the blanket of the freedom that we provide for them and that our military provides. They said that as they sipped on their mocha choca latte by their fucking fireplace. Okay. They did it by their fireplace under their blanket, okay, with their sissy beta male husband. They sat there and they said, oh, I'm going to get on and I'm going to be a keyboard warrior and talk about all these white guys being this. When, by the way, most of them are white women anyways. It just amazes me the fatigue that America is feeling. Nobody's racist. Nobody is, okay? There's some people that are, I'll give you that. But guess what, David? People that grew up like us, Gen X, we're fucking sick of hearing about it. Sick of hearing about it.
I'm numb to it, honestly. I don't even, it doesn't even bother. I've been called a racist so many times for so long that it doesn't even penetrate.
Yeah, well, it penetrated me today, and I had to definitely say something because it's just enough's enough. Enough's enough. And by the way, when I say I have friends, they're friends, right? You could be black, white, gay, straight, lesbian. I don't ever say, oh, here's my black friend. Here's my black friend, Jackie Schumann. Here's my black friend, Carlton Turner. Here's my black friend, Wes Brown. No. They're my friends. They're my friends. I don't say, oh, this is my Hispanic and look for some kind of virtual signal like I'm some great person. Our friends and our friends are our friends. Okay, that's it. Nobody gives a shit about what race you are, what sex you are. It's literally done to divide. I think a great cartoon that I was going to send Danny, but I'm too late in the show. It was literally the Democrats, a cartoon of a Democrat giving CPR to a person. The Democrat was given CPR and the person was labeled racism. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. They're just trying to give CPR to racism and trying to resuscitate shit that's not even there. I know that there's some people that are racist. I get it. But the people that are out there like us that are supporting everyone's causes, you know what I mean? Your right to free speech. We fought for that, David. We protected the people to talk and act in certain ways. We did that. 30, 55 years between us. But the last thing I want to fucking hear is you telling everybody and lecturing everybody about how racist, misogynistic, anti this, anti that it is. I'm done with it. Danny, by the way, I got a little reverb in my ears. I don't know what the heck it is. So let's hit some comments. The Fugazi, what a tool. Yeah, no shit, Fugazi. He is a tool. Let's see it. Damn loving my country. Yeah, no shit, right? Yeah. I'm pro-American. Wow, what a racist you are, fire guy. Let's see. Yeah, I agree with you, David.
That's David Franklin, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
He's my main man, Dave. I love that fucking dude. LMBO, not sure what that means, but I love you too, man. Thank you very much. Oh, laugh my butt off. Johnny is all fired up tonight. Love it. David, what is in your cup? Asking for a friend, Kristen.
Straight Coca-Cola.
Dude, why do you put excessive ice in there? Doesn't it water it down?
Crushed ice. Like, there's nothing better than a real Coke
wait,
with
time out.
crushed ice in it.
Hang on, time out. Fire guy just threw a shot over the bow, which I never fire back because he's my guy. He says, wait, you're white? I thought you were Italian. That is a great fucking comment right there. I love that comment. David F., it sounds like back when we were undercover throwing the shots about the Mexicans and the Spanish and the blacks, right? And you guys threw the Italian shit right back at me.
Danny's having a heart attack right now because of all the F-bombs Johnny's throwing.
I can't take it anymore.
I can hear Danny going.
Danny, I know. Let's see. What's Fugazi got to say? I love that logo, Fugazi. Again, the only privilege I have is the privilege of being an American. I also served in the military as a public servant. Exactly, man. Anything else, Danny, we got? One more? Ooh, fire guy. You would be proud just... Oh, yeah, we got you covered, fire guy. Yeah, exactly. Committing murder on the fishing boats. David, that meme that I sent you that you reposted with the gigantic fishing boat, it's fucking priceless, bro.
The real fishing with the deadliest catch fishing boat with the the cartel boat.
Right, now with the 12 outboard motors on them.
So stupid.
All right, hit it, Danny. Danny, I don't know why I got the reverb, but it's okay. I'll deal with it. All right. This is by the way, the Washington Examiner's got it tight, by the way. Jan 6 bomb suspect arrests, exposes holes in the FBI. Well, no shit. We got a video for this, Danny?
Okay. So you were able to arrest hundreds of individuals who were allowed into the Capitol, walked around, took selfies, but we can't find the individual who committed the most dangerous crime and attempted to cause multiple mass casualty events at the Capitol or around the Capitol.
Congressman, we have an entire dedicated team focused specifically on this investigation. We've done thousands of interviews, again, just in the pipe bomb investigation,
Okay.
thousands of interviews, visited thousands of residents and businesses, reviewed millions of pieces of data. There's something like 39,000 video files. We've assessed like 500 or something tips. We've done extensive public publicity. We've increased the reward money. We've got our lab working on it. We've got our WMD directorate working on it. We've got our Office of Technology division, our cellular analysis team. So the folks that we have working on this investigation are working very aggressively on it. And I, as much as anybody, would like to see it solved.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So there's the biggest liar in the history of the FBI, aside from James Comey. They're literally running neck and neck right now, David.
Yeah, I don't know whether it was gross incompetence, which I lean towards based on my past dealings with the FBI. They literally, in my experience, couldn't find a ham sandwich in an elementary school cafeteria. Their number one investigative tool is to say they're going to charge someone with a crime for lying to them in an interview to gain information to solve a crime. Right. I mean, if a city cop had that tool in their toolbox, where clearance rates would be like 98%.
Oh, shit.
So I don't have a lot of confidence in their investigative abilities, but I think this borders on. I mean, this wasn't even a hard investigation. I honestly say this with no arrogance. If this was given to the Rochester Police Department's Major Crimes Unit, that would have been solved within 30 days. I would bet my pension on it.
Yeah, you know what's interesting? Because I saw another interview. I saw another video of Christopher Wray. And, you and I watched that BS that he was spewing, because it was during one of those Senate hearings, David, that he said we might have had 7 or 8 assets on the ground. That included FBI and some informants and bullshit. That was number one. Number two, the other thing that was bullshit, David, was he talked about in one of the hearings about having his investigative staff, his detectives and the FBI looking at phones, cell phone tracing, triangulation, all the stuff that goes on that we use. Go ahead, David.
I have to interrupt you and correct you, which I don't think
yeah.
I've ever done it.
When I say triangulation?
No. There is no detectives in the Federal Bureau of Investigation. That is, I'm going to swear, that's a fucking insult to every detective. Detectives do real investigations and do real police work. FBI investigators are horseshit. Sorry.
Well, I will tell you this. Let me just say this. I think the relationship, even since you left, and I'm not being assy kissy here, because I think that's the last thing that anyone thought that I was. I was the bull in the china shop my whole career. But the relationship between the feds was, I mean, all the agencies, ATF.
Well, yeah,
DEA,
I like
FBI,
a lot of the agents. I'm just talking the FBI is where I
you're speaking. What you're talking about is the Washington D.C. douches. Like,
no, I'm talking about the FBI.
Oh, in general, okay.
I do not. I've never worked with an FBI agent and had a positive interpersonal relationship with them and been amazed by their investigative prowess. Ever.
I will tell you,
ever.
I got to be honest with you.
Average at best.
I got to be honest with you. It definitely changed. There was a bunch of FBI guys that were assigned to help out with our task.
I'm sure they're huge fans of me right now.
No, I think you would have liked them if you worked with them.
No, I just think they probably don't like me because I'm shit talking them. But I gotta tell it like it is. I mean, that's just how
of course. But listen, we say that about some of the RPD guys that we worked with. I mean, some RPD guys that I work with.
I don't even know how I don't even know how they have a badge. Sure.
I loved hanging out with them after hours and drinking till 4 a.m. with them. But they couldn't solve a one-piece puzzle. They couldn't find their ass with both hands. I mean, they certainly were not. So you're just speaking. I get what you're saying, but I'm telling you,
based on my personal experience, yes, both as a detective and working with, I've worked with every agency all the way through that, even ran into people in the CIA. So I've seen it all, and I was never impressed.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely had a different experience with them later in my career. I worked with some really cool people. But David, going back to Christopher Wray, what I was saying about Christopher Wray was, there's another hearing that D-bag said where he was talking about, oh yeah, my investigative people at the FBI have been targeting cell phone tracing, trap and traces, He mentioned some of the tools that we used later in our career regarding technology, saying that his guys and girls were doing that. Because Kash Patel basically said, no, there was no new evidence. This shit was all here.
Well, this is one of the reasons why I have such angst towards that agency. Like, it's from the top, it's just oozes this bullshit. Like,
I think DC is a rat. I think DC's a rat. I don't.
You think they just go to DC and all of a sudden they become shit?
It's kind of like, it's kind of like, some of our guys that when you work the streets with them, they were cool dudes, and all of a sudden they got fucking promoted and they grew brains, to quote Tommy Johns. You know what I mean? They thought they were smart after they took a couple promotional exams. In the meantime, you were fucking fighting while they were getting their ass kicked on Jefferson Avenue or Clinton Avenue, and then all of a sudden they forgot what you did because they took an exam, thought they were smart. I mean, I think I think it's like that in any agency. I really do. I think some people think that they become smart as their careers go on. And I think it's totally subjective relative to who you work with. Because like I said, man, I worked with some real stunners, man. I tell you, I worked with some people that I leaned on that were with the FBI.
And maybe they had backgrounds in law enforcement, because I'm a firm believer that the more experience you have as a police officer, it helps you in investigations. It's very difficult just to go into a job no matter any schooling you've had,
Yeah.
any type of academy you've had, and be thrust into an investigative capacity and hit the ground running. You almost
Yeah,
have
it's
to be
tough.
a natural detective or a natural investigator to do that. There's a certain growth process and a breeding, if you will, of becoming a detective based on starting on the street.
Yeah.
And you gain that ability to talk to people and think like a criminal and see things through a different lens. That's all developed on your street stuff. And just to be handed a suit and tie and a badge and say, go solve crimes after going to the academy, to me, I think was a poor way to put
Cultivating
FBI. Yeah.
investigation.
So that the FBI was off to a wrong start. You're taking accountants and lawyers and, people that are coming out of college and giving them a badge and saying, go be a detective. And that's a very difficult spot to put people in. So
I'll tell you, I worked with Hee Haw, who you met before. Hee Haw was my partner in the ATF. He came from the military. He literally did 7 years in the south side of Chicago. He wasn't a guy like Jimmy Smith, who, remember Schmitty, who came from the DEA. I think he worked in KC for a little while. Hee Haw, my partner, came from no experience. And he was, like I said, he was a hell of a detective. He was a hell of an investigator too. But anyways, that's enough of that, because I'll tell you this, there's more to come from this bullshit from January 6th. David, you've been following. This is one of your pet peeves. This J6 bomber. They say J6. It was J5th, but whatever. We lump it all in the same thing. It's such BS. And now they're trying to say, oh, yeah, this guy was he was a mega guy. The narrative's even bullshit. And by the way, why the fuck is it always these little twink looking guys who couldn't fight their way out of a wet paper bag? The shooter in Pennsylvania, this kid in Virginia, or in Washington with this J5, J6 bomber, pipe bomber. I'm like, all these guys, don't think that the CIA is not, and I'm not being conspiracy Johnny, don't think the CIA is not cultivating these weak-minded individuals to do bidding on their behalf. Oh, man, I'm going crazy. David, did you read that text I just sent you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just was reading
I
it.
know. We'll talk about it. I don't know if how I got that from a confidential source.
Yeah, we just don't.
With the feds. Yeah. We'll talk. We'll get through our other stuff. We might have to give some special time towards the end, because I'll tell you what, folks, you might want to stick around for that. Well, I just got a text message. But by the way, speaking of which,
of text messages.
No. Yeah. Well, yeah, I got a couple, dudes that David, you don't do the job as long as we did without making friends and contacts all over the country, right? The cases that you and I worked, we had the opportunity to break bread and meet a lot of dudes, local, state, federal, all over the whole country. And I will tell you this, the National Guard and some three-letter Fed agencies are down in Tennessee, North Carolina, and some of them are texting me, and they're boots on the ground, and they're saying that the bullshit that the news media is even talking about, and they're saying even Fox News is just focusing on the negatives, the people that do douchebaggery stuff. But the feds that I know that are on the ground in some of these states, like North Carolina, where there's a lot of protests, some in Tennessee, like in Memphis and areas like that, they're telling me that, dude, I'm walking into these restaurants and like people are picking up our lunch tab. Walking out of places, people are picking up our tab for drinks and this and that. The rhetoric that's being pushed by the national media, and they said even Fox News, it's not all we hate you rhetoric. So it's just a little interesting tidbit that I forgot to share with you. Danny, what are we up next at? By the way, go ahead, Danny. All right. Hit it. Danny, I think it is your mic, by the way. All right, so Shapiro, this is Shapiro. He's the governor of Pennsylvania. This is the guy.
Solved. You just solved it. You're a genius. You're a damn genius, Fiorica.
What did I say?
It's your mic and it's gone. There's no echo anymore.
No, it was Danny's mic. It was a reverb coming off of Danny's mic when he doesn't mute his mic.
Yeah, but as soon as you said that, you fixed it. It's no more reverb.
Danny fixed it.
Yeah, because he told you to.
Oh, Danny, see,
Johnny fixed it.
There's two people that I don't fight with: Fire Guy and our super producer Danny Agnew.
I fight with anybody and everybody.
David just puts up the gloves and knuckles up. David punches first and asks questions
Yeah, I'm
later.
an impulse guy. I'll apologize tomorrow.
I was like, wait a minute. I started to read Shapiro. I'm like, Shapiro, Trump lying about affordability. What did I do? Did I
No,
read
I
something
was like,
wrong?
finally, there's no echo in my damn ear.
I was like, cell phone triangulation.
Oh
What
my
did I lie
God.
about?
I almost had to go get a drink just to get through the show because of the reverb banging off my head.
All right, folks, here we go. We got Governor Shapiro in Pennsylvania. He says Trump is lying about affordability. Hit it.
I mean, if he comes to Pennsylvania and spews more BS like he did today at the White House, I think what you're going to find are people tuning him out because folks can't unsee what they see when they go to the grocery store, which is that beef and OJ and bread and the normal staples that they need in their homes, those prices have dramatically increased on Donald Trump's watch. And so what you have is a president who seems to want to blame everybody else, whose economic policies are failing. As a result of his tariffs, things cost more whether you're at the grocery store or you are farmers. He's putting people out of business as a result of his economic policies. And I think folks are smarter and too smart to believe his rhetoric.
Oh, really, John? Really, Shapiro? Really? Okay. David, I want to put that, by the way, I love seeing your facial expressions when it's always these news stations that you can't stand, the CNNs, the MSNBCs. I scour those people. I scour these people. Here's what I wanted to talk about, Shapiro. This is such bullshit. Okay. Inflation under when Trump took over was 9%. It's down to 3%. Is it great? No, it's not great, folks. We're not going to sit here and try to bullshit you. It's not great, but it's getting better. Number one. Number two, I'm not here to wave Trump's flag, but we always promise Dave and I to shoot it down the middle and do some common sense here. Okay. Trump inherited the worst economy in literally American history under Biden Harris. And it took them 4 years to destroy an economy that was propped up by Trump in 2020. It was strong. Okay. They shitbagged this whole economy for 4 years. And from day one, whether it's, what is it, December now? We're all 11 months into this thing. From day effing one, they're like, oh, Trump's been in office for 3 days. Huh, egg prices sky high.
Right.
Oh, chicken prices sky high. I'm like, he's been there 3 days. Well, he promised on day one. Okay, listen, we all know Trump's got a line of rhetoric that he does at his rallies. He didn't mean he was going to work on shit day one. He wasn't going to change and affect change day one. We all know that. So stop being a petulant child.
Actually, eggs are way down.
Right. But my
point, been way down. So, but I'm joking. But some of the things I'm trying to say is some things have gone down.
Right.
And he's tried to bring interest. He is bringing interest rates down and encouraging interest rates to be brought down. And as I've said a million times, the economy is like a big ship. It's like turning a cruise liner around.
Right. It's not a mini bike.
Right. It's going to take a while to get it. You've had a set of conditions that established the economy in a certain direction by the previous administration. And that set this boat going on a certain course. He's not going to be able to get in office and all of a sudden get that thing turned around and heading in the opposite direction in a matter of months. I think we're going in the right directions. I think he's doing some really good things. I'm surrounded by a lot of people that are close to me and, friends with me that are in finance and in the business world that think the same.
Right.
I don't just make that based on a guy that solved crimes for 23 years and reads Twitter. I base it on a lot of information I get from a lot of pros.
Right.
And we're going in the right direction. It's a talking point for the Democrats because they need to do something to win the midterms. And that's exactly what it is.
By the way, the word affordability, fatigue, again, in Johnny's little brain. I'm so sick of hearing that word. It's only been a couple months. Affordability. Nothing was affordable during Biden. Nothing was I'll tell you what. I obviously, like you, David, have some interest in some property. One in particular, I should have sold in 2020 and rang the bell and then rebought it in 2025. That's what I should have done. But I didn't. But anyways, you talk about affordability. Here's the thing I want to talk about too, David. When you talk about you hit it right on the head, talking points, it's such bullshit. The talking points that they're not going to be able to refute is when Trump goes on the stump. because when he goes on the stump, the only way they could refute it is by not airing his rallies because he's going back. He's going to rally and do these rallies and put out a lot of information and stats and statistics. And he's going out there. And so are people in his cabinet, his economic advisors. They're going on CNN, MSNBC. I know you don't watch them, but they're there. They're going out there and they're reaching that liberal audience who's getting that line of bullshit that's not true. You know what I mean? Give it some time. Are we saying the economy and everything is fantastic? No, we're not saying that. But give it some time. Give it some time. Let's take a breath. It's going to. And by the way, David, no one wants to talk about the 8 goddamn wars. This guy solved a war between the Congo and Rwanda or some these African countries that have been feuding for effing decades. He brings them into a room and stops it. Come on. This guy's doing 8 million things. He's 80 years old. I mean, come on. It's just unbelievable. They don't have a plan of attack. Okay. They don't have a plan of attack, David. They don't have any type of solutions. They just hate Trump so much. Okay. They just hate him so much and they don't have anything else other than to say that I hate him. They don't offer kind of solutions.
I agree. And the big thing is that the market's up and it's been up since Trump took office. I mean, if I understand the cost of goods and maybe that a privileged person's perspective, focusing on the market and not how much things cost, but real wealth is derived from the market and
time.
Yes.
Over time.
And everyone's retirement accounts, they're in playing the long game in the market. Yeah. Everything's up and, the S&P is up 50%, was up 50% by late 2020. So it's been up since 2020 and it's climbing. I just don't see a real negative right now. I see positives everywhere. I see interest rates coming down. I see the market still strong. The cost of goods are still expensive and the wages, aren't growing. The middle income jobs, what people are making isn't growing to match the rate of what goods are costing. But overall, I don't think we're in a bad place. I really don't. That's that's one of the least of my worries. My big problem with Trump is him paying the Taliban freaking
$45
million every month. That's my big pet peeve.
Well, I'll tell you this though,
and having the Syrian terrorist in the Oval Office.
Let me tell you this. Let me just tell you this. The biggest thing to watch before his 4 years are up is medical insurance and pharmacy costs. You heard it here, folks. If he gets that taken care of, and we could start making antibiotics here stateside on our own soil, and he's lowering medical costs for people. I mean, that's huge. And by the way, the ACA, the Affordable Care Act, the Obamacare, what people don't even understand about that. I know I'm going off on a tangent, David, because I got so much in my fucking head. But, and I know it's a lot of people. I'm not saying that 24 million people that are on Obamacare is not a lot of people. But when you have 350 million people in America, in the United States, and 24 million are on it, 7% of the population is on. We shouldn't be held hostage for 7%. I'm not saying take them off. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that they don't tell you the real statistics. They don't tell you out of the 350 million people that are in America that are on healthcare, that need healthcare, 24 million are on Obamacare, right? They're not saying get rid of Obamacare and leave them with no healthcare. They're saying that there's better alternatives to what the failure of Obamacare is. That's all they're saying. And I'm going off on a tangent again, but all right, let's do some comments, Danny boy. Paula Zach, sorry boys, prices are too high, but had nothing to do with the government. It's called supply and demand. Government can't control the free trade market. Well, yeah, I don't disagree with you, but some people are saying that the free trade market is somewhat affected by the terrorists that our main man allegedly Biden.
The S&P is up 14%, by the way, since he took office. So, I mean, clearly that looks great on your portfolio.
Right. Right. By the way, this is funny. I forgot about this. L6526 allegedly Biden had all those chickens killed. Oh no,
Did he
that's
really?
true. Yeah. Remember when the
No, I don't
chicken,
remember
it
that.
was like a chicken flu or something like that. They said he killed like millions and millions of chickens allegedly. We got Kimmy D. I don't remember them crying affordability. Yeah. I love Kim DeRosa coming in from left field and just dropping the people's elbow on him. That's awesome comment, Kim. Yeah, I don't remember them saying affordability when gas was $4 a gallon. Couldn't even drive to your job. Yeah, Gavin. Gavin's got a plan and hair gel. That goof that he is. That's fire guy right there for you, David. I love that guy. That's it. Fire guy. I hope you're feeling better, brother. We love you.
Yes.
Danny, what else we got? Oh, this guy. This guy is, by the way, David, Senator Paul is the ultimate RINO, Republican in name only. This guy twinks my effing shorts more than anybody. I can't stand this dude. I wish his neighbor would come out of his house and punch him on his front.
That was my favorite, is when his neighbor beat his ass.
He
Bruised
came
his
out
wrist,
with,
just beat him up. And everyone was like, why would a guy do that? And then I'm like, you ever listen to Rand Paul talk?
Yeah. That guy should have got some kind of Presidential Medal of Freedom.
With his perm.
His 80s perm. Senator Rand Paul says Caribbean boats. Oh, this is our favorite topic, folks, for the Crime Dog Army. You know this is one of our favorite topics.
God.
Senator Rand.
You believe it should be released, Senator? Yes, without question. I think if people were to see the images of people clinging to the wreckage, there would not be much sympathy for Secretary Hegseth. To order to kill people who shipwrecked is clearly illegal according to military justice, according to our own military laws. And, you know, I have members of my staff who were high ranking in the military, and they tell me this is done for the protection of our soldiers. If our pilots have to eject from a plane, we show that we don't shoot people. We don't shoot pilots that are descending by parachute. If we blow up a boat and there are survivors, we don't shoot those people. We don't sidle up in a boat and take a 9mm pistol out, put it to their head and shoot them. Nobody would do that. Just because the missiles come from a long distance doesn't make it any more right. But it's clearly against our laws of war. And even deeper than that, there is a question of, are unarmed people that are smugglers part of a war? Are we in the middle of a war with unarmed people?
Yes.
Why don't they present evidence that they're in arms? Why don't they present evidence that these boats are even coming to the United States?
I can't.
These are small motorboats.
Hit it, Danny.
Often
David's going to have a heart
2,000
attack. I can't take this.
I can't. That's the dumbest motherfucker I've ever heard fucking talk. Like, for everyone, that is a fucking retard.
He is a dummy, man. He is such a dumb person. Literally the dumbest dude ever. The dumbest. I mean, all you got to do, David, is do a basic Google search on where drugs come, the lanes that they come through the open sea, where they go.
Let me just.
Some go to Europe, some go to our United States, some go here, some go there. Who cares where they're going? We're killing these guys because they're killing everybody in the world. Fuck them.
Drugs do not come directly into the United States. These fucking retards. Drugs do not come from fucking Colombia or Venezuela into the United States. It doesn't happen. What happens is they put them on boats and they shoot them to the islands in the Caribbean. They're jump off points. Okay. That's how they don't get caught. Short, fast, get to the island, regroup, and then they redirect them. If they're going to Europe, they head to freaking Europe. And if they're going to the United States, they go to Mexico. The cocaine and the drugs come in through Mexico. The cartels in Mexico are only transporters. They're logistics. Just like any product, if it was TVs, it's shipping. They don't make the TVs. They don't make the cocaine. They just ship it. It gets brought in from the Caribbean, from these boats. So every politician that's getting on TV going, oh, it's not even coming to the United States. No shit. None of it does. There's not a marina in Boca Royale that has a dock that says, bring your cocaine here. We're going to offload it and send it all over the United States.
Right.
Okay. There's no marina. There's no port in Miami. All right. That was 1986 during the cocaine cowboy era. All right. We shut that down. It doesn't work. Now it goes in through Mexico. Why does it go to Mexico? Oh, glad you asked. Because the Mexican government is complicit with the cartels. All right. It's a fixed game. They let it in. It's like one of their cash crops. Yeah, bring your cocaine here. That's how it happened. And the weapon is the cocaine. That's the weapon. 600,000 U.S. citizens killed since 2017. That's more than World War I and World War II casualties combined. Okay, 600,000 sons and daughters killed as soon as fentanyl hit the United States, which is getting put into the cocaine for no other reason than to kill Americans. That's the weapon of mass destruction. Done. Fucking retards.
Man, I wish I'm going to start making a sign. While you're going, I'm just going to hold it up and say, preach, David, because you're 100% right. And by the way, let's hit Fugazi news here. Newsflash. We've been taking out narco terrorists for a long time. I can 100% verify from my time in Panama working for the BV. So now part of a crime dog army, we got Fugazi news here. Unbelievable, right? Right.
Who do you think killed Pablo Escobar?
Right.
You think it was the Colombians? Really?
Right.
Watch Narcos.
Right. Exactly. Paula, thank you for the comments. We appreciate it. Yeah, we definitely need our own show on national media, Paula. I love you. Please push that for us.
And I apologize to everyone. I really try for Danny's sanity not to drop F-bombs, but that was a therapy session for me. I needed to get it out there, so I don't want to do that. And I normally don't use the R word, only amongst friends, but I apologize on that note. Okay. Public service announcement.
Okay.
And if you don't like it, fuck off.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. If you didn't end it like that, I would have been extremely pissed at you.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remember my one tweet to that one racist bitch?
Yeah.
I want to apologize to absolutely fucking nobody. Fire guy, you're a liar. You're not offended by anything. Yeah. So look, here's the thing. You're 100% right, David. They don't understand the shipping lanes. They don't understand what's going on. They're going out there. By the way, the little twink Rand Paul, I'm so sick of him.
I think they do know. I think it's just being, again,
well, you know,
disingenuous politicians. They get the talking point. They're like, oh, just say it's not coming to the United States. We can focus on that. Because all these dummies that don't know what's going on because you're not educating them will buy into this. Oh, it's not coming to the United States? Oh, why are we blowing up the boats then if it's not coming to the United States? Like, I think they know exactly what Rand Paul knows. That cocaine isn't coming directly into Miami. I mean, if it is, it's like, 20 keys at a time. These are tons. These are metric tons of cocaine.
Right. Well, the thing is too, David, is like I said, and I don't want to sound like a broken record. We've seen drug use and abuse up close. When we were kids on the street, we targeted the little D-bags with their saggy pants on the corners. Then we graduated to getting their bosses. Then we graduated to going after the guys that supplied the city of Rochester with drugs and guns. We did that our whole careers. And at the end of the day, what it comes down to is these literally tree huggers like the RINO, like I said, Republican in name only, Rand Paul. They come out of these briefings just like Schiff did, right? Just like Schiff did with the Russian hoax. They're like, he would come out of these meetings and literally say the exact opposite of what he just got briefed on. He literally comes out lying and saying the exact opposite of what he knew to be the truth. These politicians don't give a shit. And by the way, the term shipwrecked. Okay. The last time I heard that was Gilligan's Island. Okay. Drug dealers, narco terrorists that are trying to give poison to your children are not shipwrecked. Okay. All right, they're not Robinson Crusoe. Robinson, what's the name, David?
Robinson Crusoe.
Robinson Crusoe. Yeah,
great book.
Great book. I read it when I was in 8th grade. Forgot the last name. I was on a roll. But anyways, these are not shipwreck. It's not Gilligan's Island. It's not any bullshit like that. At the end of the day, what it comes down to is they're not shipwrecked.
By the way, Ginger or Marianne?
Oh, Marianne all day long. All day long.
Really?
Yeah.
Danny, really?
By the way, you got to hear Danny in our cans and our earphones.
I think I'm going Ginger.
You going Ginger?
Yeah, hot redheads are it's a special thing to have a knockout redhead.
I know that I'm going to get some flack for saying this, but sometimes I get drunk in my backyard or in my garage.
Sometimes.
And I'm
a boy.
I play songs from 70s and 80s TV shows. Just sit right back and you hear a tale. And people go absolutely nuts. Or The Greatest American Hero. Remember that song?
I need a hero. That one?
No. I forgot it now. You got me off track. No, it's Greatest. Danny's singing in my ears right now. It's something about he could fly and all that other bullshit. But anyways, I play like 70s and 80s TV shows. People will be jamming my backyard. The next song I hit is literally from a TV show from the 70s or 80s. Oh, Fire Guy killed you. The Fire Guy just said he thought you would pick the professor, David. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is now, by the way, I'm gonna get yelled at.
No.
Oh yes, believe it or not. Yes,
I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free.
Flying
away. All right, I got it.
Okay, you got it. Thank you. Believe it or not, Fugazi always bails us out, man.
By the way, Fire Guy, my dad told me never to fight with people as old as you, so I'm just gonna give you the tip of the hat.
You see what I'm saying now? Thank you, Maddie. Maddie knows Uncle Johnny's the fucking DJ in the backyard. I always have full control of the speaker because I play to my crowd. Okay?
I wouldn't know. I'm not invited over. I'm only the hired help.
Yeah, well, let me tell you what. This year, different story, David. Different story. You're bringing the heat. Wicked. When I saw Asher come to my house for the first time,
oh my God,
and literally peeled down as he's walking to the diving board. Probably one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Hey, do you mind if I jump in your pool as he's on the diving board, bouncing in the air?
As he was midair. That was the greatest thing.
Uncle Johnny, you mind if I jump in the pool?
Not at all, Ash, man.
Next thing you know, he's in the attic looking for the Italian money stash.
Wait, Fire Guy, yeah. It's upstairs in the attic. It's tied into the curtains like Rocky Marciano do. Fire Guy, by the way, fire back. He says he's got one good punch left, David. Might be coming your way, bro, Zeta. All right, Danny, what do we got? Does Danny wait? Does Danny got his? Or does David got his Narcos on? Retired it. Okay, what we got? Oh, this is the thing, David. This just came out. Trey Yanks put it out. This is our special forces guy getting dropped on a Venezuelan oil tank.
Rappelling out of the helicopter. I like that.
Yeah, they repelled out of the helicopter. They took a Venezuelan oil ship from Venezuela headed to Iran, and they seized it. U.S. Pam Bondi came out and said, "Yeah, by the way, this is ours now," because they're basically selling oil.
Right. They're making money by selling to Iran.
Yeah.
And they're not going to let that happen. They're tightening the noose, so to speak.
Yeah, they're taking it down.
Always cut off money. You're cutting off the drug money. You're cutting off the illegal oil money.
Yeah.
Guys' days are numbered.
Trump is playing chess with these effing dudes, man. How about David riding in that plane, riding in that chopper, you ready to get dropped?
Love it.
Those dudes are bad, man.
Hoorah, right there.
Those dudes, look at, they jump out, boom, gun right in their hand. Boom.
We used to practice rappelling when I was on the SWAT team. It was pretty dope.
Yeah.
I went Australian one time because we had a guy, I think it was a SEAL, was demonstrating doing an Australian, which is basically running down the side of like a building, but not bounding backwards, but like running down face first.
What the fuck?
So I did it, but I had little training or experience to do it, and I got going too fast, and I actually went sideways on the wall and ate the wall with my face. Chipped it too.
Wait, you tried that? I can't believe that, David.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, so I got to tell a story. David, I know you know the story, but I think our audience will appreciate this. So the Navy SEALs used to come in secretly under the cover of darkness and train our SWAT guys. David was one of them. They used to come in and teach room clearing tactics, shooting tactics.
CQB.
Yep. Close quarter battles. But anyways, they used to come in and train our SWAT guys. It was not public knowledge, but a cool story to come from that was we were down at Easton Alexander one day, me and Frankie Camp. Shout out to Francis.
Oh, really? They like to be around bars? Shocking.
So I told you the story, right? I thought I told you this.
Probably.
So what ended up happening was,
I know where it's going just because I know the marriage of the two.
Right. So we're at Easton Alexander. We had no idea. No one in the whole department except the chief's office and the SWAT team knew the Navy SEALs were in town. There's a core group of guys from the SEALs that used to travel around countries and train high-level SWAT teams like our guys were. So story goes
run by Sheriff Baxter, who
Yeah.
was with the RPD.
he was my next shout out. So Frankie and I are standing. We're doing off-duty security at the time down at the bars after our shift, and we're standing out there. Frankie's phone rings, and it's Baxter. Baxter, I think, was a lieutenant at the time.
Yep.
Yeah, lieutenant at the time. He was in charge of the SWAT team. He's like, "Hey, you and John Boy down there?" Frank's like, "Yeah, I'm standing right next to him." He goes, "What's up?" He goes, "Listen." He goes, "There's going to be a group of dudes walking up to you right now." He goes, "In about 5 minutes," he goes, "they're in town. They're U.S. Navy SEALs. Please take care of them." We're like, "You got it." So we stood there, wait for them to come up. Team of like 5 dudes. Now, out of the 5 dudes, I'm going to tell you this right now. Out of the 5 Navy SEALs that walked up to us, one of them looked like a SEAL. One of them.
The rest you would never even know.
The rest looked like just in shape dudes, marathon runners, really toned, really jacked, but like lean.
Athlete. They look athletic.
Look athletic. Yeah, right. Like kind of like athletes, right? And then the one dude,
not bodybuild. You don't think you think they're going to be like jacked.
You think like they're going to look like they're from
like
the cartoon,
or like a linebacker in the NFL.
They're not 100%, 100%. So the 5 SEALs walk up. They cool as fucking all get up. Like, "Hey man, Lieutenant Baxter said we come and see you guys." Frank's like, "Right this way." So we escort them upstairs to the old Alexander Street pub. It's a Vinyl right now. I don't know what it is today. Escort the Navy SEALs up to the top steps. It was the funniest thing ever, man. I've never seen this before. They literally walk in and they're all looking at each other. They're like, "Yeah, that's a good place." They had this skull and crossbones flag. No one knew what it was. No one knew what it meant. Now everybody knows what the shit means, but this was 25 years ago, right?
They laid claim to their spot.
They laid claim to the spot. It was so fucking great, right? Dude pulls out a pocket. The one guy goes, "Hang it. It's a good spot." They literally take thumbtacks and they put it on the wall. It was their Navy SEAL logo. No, there was no U.S. insignia. There was nothing. No one knew what it was. And me being an apparel guy, being in a business, like, that's a cool logo. They're like, "Yeah, that's our team logo." I'm like, "That's pretty cool, guys." What else was I going to say? You know what I mean? But it was a really cool logo. So they pinned up their effing thing, right?
Every bar they go to, they pin up their
right.
They're hanging their flag,
right. And by the way, this was a generation where literally nobody knew what the hell that meant, right? We introduced the SEALs to Sweet Caroline. Caroline was one of the managers down there. We're like, "Hey, listen, she took care of them all night. Took care of the SEALs all night." Here is the greatest part about the Navy SEAL story I'm going to tell you right now. So Frankie Camp and I see Todd Baxter like 2 weeks later, right? 2 weeks later, we see him. And we're like, "Todd, what the F was that?" Like, out of nowhere, he goes, "Yeah, it's kind of secret. We didn't tell anybody they were coming in to train our guys. We set it up months ago, blah, blah, blah. We didn't tell anybody. Hey, thanks for taking care of them." Let me tell you a funny story. He goes, "We literally trained for like 5 days with these dudes." I forgot how long it was. And after every training day, now, David, you and all the boys in our SWAT team, great shape, some runners, weightlifters, whatever. You guys are all in top physical condition. Baxter's like, "Guys, you don't understand." He goes, "We would train with these guys all day." And it wasn't like they were instructors and they were like sitting by. They were like training with us.
Yep.
They were doing the PT, the physical fitness. They were shooting, they were running, they were jumping, they were doing all the shit that we were doing all day. He goes, and then at the end of the day, the first day, they turned to Baxter and go, "You got a gym we can go work out at?" And Baxter's like, "No, listen, we were all in shape." He goes, "We were exhausted. We were in bed. All of us were in bed at like 7:00 at night, 8:00 at night, because we knew we had to go do this again." They're like, you got a gym we can go work?" So Baxter makes a call to Samson's on Dewey Avenue. It was like, "Hey, got these guys coming in, didn't tell them they were SEALs, but they're friend of the program." Samson's is like, "Yeah, send them down." They go after training with you guys all day long, and the SEALs jump in their rental car, drive to Samson's,
had to make the weights cry. They had to
make the weights cry, right? So they go and they work out. They're like full workout. They're like, whatever it was, a couple hours go by. Baxter's like, Baxter's like, I'm exhausted. I'm in bed. He goes, "My phone rings again." He's like, "What the fuck do these guys want now?" "Hey, Todd, hey, we're done working out. We're all showered. what's a good bar to go to? He's like,
Right.
these guys were just an anomaly. It's like,
Yeah.
and then we ended up catching them at East End and taking care of them.
They
And
have a lot of stamina.
they were out until the last dog was on.
And
Frankie
then
and I
they were training again at 0700 the next day.
at 0700. They walked out. We escorted them out of the bar. We bring the 5 SEALs. Not that they needed our escort, but they were sweethearts. They were good dudes. We bring the Navy SEALs downstairs. Like, hey, you guys all set? Yep. Hey, nice to meet you guys. Slapped up. Never saw them again. They took their flag down, and that was like it was like 3:00 in the morning. I'm like, this is unbelievable. That is the life of the SEAL guys. And by the way, those are the guys that when I get my shitty paychecks from the RPD and all those taxes are taken out of, that's where I'm so happy my money goes is those fucking dudes. You know what I mean? Those are the guys. Military guys, no problem. You know,
True professionals.
Yeah, that was great, man. It was a fun time. It was a long story, but anyways. All right, here we go. Yes, Paula Zach. Christian's a great kid. He's a great dude. He owns
Always been a sweetheart. Always been a
he's
great kid.
Great dude. He owns that the firearms company, teaches people to shoot. I always forget what it's called. Starts with an M.
Yeah,
she'll send it. He's a great dude. All right, Danny, what do we got here? What do we got? All right, basically done. Hang on. Let's see some of these comments. Fugazi, you're gonna keep giving me your gun. SEAL team close quarter battle training quote. That's hysterical. 100%. We got any more quotes? Oh, mission over man. That's what it is. That's what Divinity's company is. Mission over man. Folks, if you want to learn, shout out to Christian. Mission over man.
If you want to learn how to handle a gun, Christian's a sweetheart, and it's he'd be one of the most reputable people, and also very patient. I would not be patient to teach someone the bare bones. He can.
He's a great dude, man. I knew him when he was just a young. I think I knew him when he was I think he was a part timer back in the day. Part-time sheriff. He's a great kid, and he ended up retiring. MCSO SWAT guy. He's got a great company, folks. If you want to learn how to shoot tactically, Mission Over Man is and he's got a great bunch of instructors that work for him. So shout out to Christian Divini, our main man. Thanks for bringing it up, Paula. All right, what do we got here? Okay, 2026, our Power. Folks, we talked about this, our Power College. This is our retirees that are selling these calendars. So check it out. You could purchase one at that email address. You can send them an email and you could organize payment. You could walk into the Rochester Police Locust Club located at the corner of Colfax and Lexington. The actual address is 1425 Lexington Avenue, but make sure you go to the corner of Lexington and Colfax next to Edison Tech, because there's also a 1425 Mount Reed that is at the corner of Lexington and Mount Reed. It's not that building. It's at the corner of Lexington and Colfax Street next to Edison Tech. Support our retiree guys. 2026 calendar. It's a 14-month calendar. I don't know where the other 2 months. Oh, I think it's probably December, November, December the year before. That's what I think it is. Either way, but purchase it. Support our Apollo guys. They're great dudes. Shout out to them. I had to call them the other day because I had an issue with getting emails from them. They squared it away in 2 seconds. Love those guys out there. Shout out to all the guys at our Apollo. Support them. Support their calendar. Danny, what else you got? Oh, this is cool, Dave. This is the Golisano Children's Center. Danny, this was tonight, right?
Didn't our own Jason Blanchard first established?
Oh,
sorry, I keep stepping on your.
No, go ahead.
No, I remember Jason helped. He was gave birth to this, so to speak.
Yeah, him and Rich Waldo were shooting the shit. I think David or Jason used to say, Jason Blanchard, shout out to Dawg. Jason, this is called Goodnight Lights. This is for the Golisano Children's Hospital. By the way, I could never do this. I look at the picture, my heart races, I get choked up. This is where they bring all the sick kids from Golisano to the window, kids that are going through stuff with their family. And there's some people from all first responders, from police and fire to ambulance to EMTs to you name it. They come from far, far away to take part in this. It's a beautiful thing. Shout out to Jay Blanche for coming up with the idea with Richie Waldo. The two of them were geniuses for doing this. It just keeps growing and growing every year. Look, they got the streets cut off from all around the whole place. You can see, look at the back corner. There's cops cutting it off from blocks away. This is a beautiful sight. Shout out to the RPD for being the brainchild. Again, shout out to Dawg and Rich Waldo for coming up with the idea. This is a wonderful thing, folks. I think they do it on Wednesday right up until Christmas. I don't know if was tonight the first night, Danny, or is okay, so tonight's the first night. So they'll do it two more times or one more time? Yeah, two more times. Yeah, one or two more times. They do a good night lights a couple times before Christmas. It's a wonderful thing. And of course, that was born and bred out of the minds of the great boys of the RPD. So shout out to them. Yeah, I know, Fugazi. It's crazy. David, you got anything else before you fall asleep over there?
Nope. Nope.
All right, folks. Listen, man. Thanks for listening to the Crime Dog live stream. We're going to be live Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11. You can listen to our voices. We also got some dates and times. We'll be filling in for Bob Lonsberry sometime in December. We'll be filling in on his night show, his Christmas show week, or whatever that is. iHeart reached out to us today. We're going to be doing that. We're going to take over Bob's infamous, which is more than famous studio. Check us out on our live show, iHeartRadio Wham 1180, Saturday at 10 a.m. David and I will be live doing that. Thanks for listening to the Crime Dog live stream, folks. We hope you stick with us for future episodes. But like my brother-in-law, Frankie Grassi, says, if you can't make it next time, who cares?
Hoorah.